So welcome to Blessing. This is Rekha. Today we'll see the topics called checkpoints. Okay. So in checkpoints, like why we need checkpoints, how we are supposed to use and what all are the checkpoints available and why we need this exactly. We'll see. There are 4 types of checkpoints, first of all. Okay. Title checkpoint, URL checkpoint, and text checkpoint and element checkpoint. Okay. Title checkpoint is what? For example, I have this URL, right? I have this PySjet login page wala URL. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and launch this. Okay, I'll open this URL. My test case says is go to this URL, enter the user ID and password and login. Okay, so they have given this URL. So my URL would be this one. Okay, my title is this one. See, cheap air ticket online international. When I'm placing a cursor, this would be my title. Okay, this is my URL. You can validate. And some text. Once you log in, okay, I'll just log in. I'm entering my user ID password. Then I'll click on login button. Okay, my test case says is Rekha, enter the user ID and password. And once you enter the user ID and password, please validate, have you landed properly to the homepage or not? Or the login is working fine or not? So how do I validate? See, automation is not like just automating, clicking on add-on, clicking on deals. It is not that. Every point, once you do something, you'll have to validate. Okay, login is working fine or not. How will I validate? I'll check login, logout, like login, user ID, password. I'll enter and click on login and I'll check, have I landed properly to the home page or not? After that, am I able to see hi Rekha Ram? Am I able to see or not? I'll validate in those way. That is your text checkpoint. Again, the element checkpoint is you're validating, okay, checkbox is there or not, radio button is there or not. Those kinds of things are your elements checkpoint. So there are 4 types of checkpoints. As I explained, it will be a URL checkpoint, whether you have entered correct URL or not. Your title checkpoint, have you got the proper title or not? Then text checkpoint, as I told you, these are the text, like once I log in, so I'll just verify, I'll take one normal text and check, okay, well, hi Rekha Ram is there or not. And your element checkpoint, in future, if I get your radio button or a checkbox or any other elements, okay, those things are there or not, those are your element checkpoint. There are 4 types of checkpoints. Okay, so now let us see. I'll just open my Eclipse and I'll start automating this checkpoint. Okay, it will be more clear to you guys. I've created one project. Inside that, I've created one package. In that, I'll go ahead and create one class called checkpoints. Okay. I'll go ahead and create one class called checkpoints. Okay, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and create one class. That is my checkpoints test, right? Checkpoints test. Okay, it should have one public static void main. Okay, so what I'll do is, okay, you guys know in my previous sessions I had covered like how to log in and all, right? I'll just go ahead and take those called launching a browser and all. I'll take it from my previous sessions. Okay, this was the thing, right? This was the thing to launch a browser and URL, and this was the thing to find the element and login. Okay, let me take only till here. Okay, I'm going to checkpoint, I'm launching a browser. Now, after that, what I'll do is I'm giving one string, okay, URL equal to, I'm giving my URL here. What should be my URL? This is my login URL, okay. This is my login URL, right? To enter user ID and password, I'll paste my URL here. Okay, done. Next, I'll do one thing. I'll first validate with URL checkpoint. Okay, this is my expected URL. This is what I'm supposed to open. What I'll do is driver dot get, okay, that URL I'm placing here. Done. After launching a URL, okay, after going to that URL, what I'll do, driver dot get current URL. So whichever the launched URL that it will get. What driver dot get current URL will get? It will return a string. Okay, string actual URL. Actual URL is the one which you are getting via automation code. I'm just using my automate one existing method, get current URL, that it will get the URL for you. And this is the expected URL which I'm passing via my manually. Okay. Now I got my URL, whichever I passed, that only it should get for me. If it is a difference, means the test case will fail. Okay. Well, I'll just validate this. If URL, I'll just give it as a expected, okay? Expected URL equal to, okay? If expected URL dot equal to, okay, equals to actual URL. Okay, what dot equals to method will check? It will check always the content. It will check, okay, expected URL was equal to actual URL or not. If it is true, it will come here, system.out.println, okay, the expected and actual URL are same. Okay, this validates my URL checkpoint. If it is not same, okay, if it is not same, what I'll do is I'll give a console, okay, the URLs are different. Okay, done. URL checkpoint is done. Next, what I'll do is I'll do title checkpoint. Okay, I'm doing title checkpoint. So string expected title. Okay, expected title. Give me a moment. Expected title equal to title value is, how we'll get the expected title? Just see carefully. Once you just inspect this, okay, manual expected value, how you can get is, you just have to inspect Control F / title. Title always you'll get it from the title attribute. Okay, this is what your title attribute is. What I'll do is I'll just find this and I'll keep it here. This is my expected title. Okay, now what I'll do, how I'll get my current actual title? String. Okay, so, okay, I'll do one thing, driver dot get title method is there, okay, that will return a string, get title, that the current title whichever is there on the web page, that will get for me. So what I'll do is that will return a string actual title. Okay, done. Now again I'll validate these two as well. Okay, if expected title is dot equals to actual title. Okay, if these both are same, then system.out.println title matches, or titles are same. Expected and actual titles are same. If these two are not equal, else, okay, if these two are not equal, in that case, system.out.println expected and actual title are different. Okay, expected and actual titles are different. Done. This is how my title and URL checkpoint. Now, as soon as I launched my browser, two things I verified: URL and title checkpoint. Now, I want to log into the website. Once I log in, I want to do a text checkpoint. Okay, text checkpoint I'll have to do. Okay, I'll just take this. Login, finding the user ID field, entering the user ID, finding the password field, entering the password, then clicking on login. Just I'll take it from a previous code so that I don't want to waste my time here. If you want to refer, please, you can refer to my previous videos, how to log in and all. Okay, now it is done. I have logged in. I have found the user ID field and I have found the password field. I have sent keys, my user ID and password. Then I clicked on login button. Just think like you are able to successfully log in now. Once I log in, what I have to do? I have to do a checkpoint validations, right? So I have reached to my home page. Okay, I have reached to my home page. After that, I'll have to check, have I landed correctly to my home page or not? That is Rekharam. I'll want to just check, okay, Rekharam text, hi Rekharam text is there or not. In that case, what I'll do is Rekharam, I'll just try to find a Rekharam. Okay, to do this, now it is a type element check, text checkpoint. Okay, text checkpoint. So I'll just do driver dot find element by dot xpath. Okay, by dot xpath, I'll have to place a xpath here, right? How will I find my xpath? This is a Rekharam text. Control it is in the span text. Okay, what is my syntax? Is double slash HTML tag is SPN span. Okay, then text function equal to Rekharam I want to take, right? If you want to know like how to take XPath and all, you can refer to the previous videos. Okay, I'll just take a object of this because Rekharam, there are two match found, right? There were two match found. As you can see, my element, target element is 2 of 2, that is second element. I'll just make an object of it. Okay, I'll just make an object of it. Then I'll take a second element. Done. Now one match, one found there, I can take it. I'll just find this element. I've given it as an XPath for this. Done. Dot get text. I want to get text of that. Okay. I want to get a text of that. Done. Now what get text method will return? Get text method will return a string, right? String. As you can see, if you place your cursor here, it will get your string. Now string, it is a expected actual text. Actual text. Okay, done. Now I'll just do a verification of this, like, okay, expected text and actual text are matching or not. Okay, I'll do if again, same validation, actual text dot equals to, I'll just pass here expected text, I'll pass it here, Rekha, I'll pass it here. Okay, done. Then inside this, I'll just try to find that. I'll put as a statement system.out println. Okay, text are same. Okay, in else part, I'll put it as a system.out println. Text are different. Okay, done. Okay, let me just now run how it is showing. I'll just show you, then I'll explain you. Okay, so I've taken here exactly 3 checkpoints: URL, title, and my text checkpoint. Element checkpoint you can use there is pop like checkbox or radio button. Let's see now. It is launching the browser. Maximizing, going to that URL. Okay, it came here. Then it will enter my user ID and password. Click on the login button. Once it logs in properly, it will check that checkpoint. Okay, it's just loading. Okay, it came here and it will verify that Rekharam is there or not. Now you can see it in the console. Okay, when you see the console, the expected and actual URLs are same. Okay, texts are title matches and texts are same. Whatever the console output I had given, it will come to that. Just I'll go ahead when I create a framework and a project, I'll show you how you can implement that. What are the things you need to validate? Okay, but let us learn in bits and pieces, initial stages, because directly if I switch into a framework, it is not easy for you all. Okay, this is how all checkpoints works. If you liked it, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.